What's up, guys? Miana, I'm back with another video. We've got the Truck Series race review to do. Finally ended, and what a race that was. Go ahead and go check out the SummerSlam predictions video I just uploaded earlier, if you haven't watched it already. And with that being said, let's go ahead and let's get on with it, shall we? So, this is the first race of the playoffs. Next race won't be until September 5th. It's weird, but this is because the Truck Series is much shorter than Xfinity and Cup, so it is what it is. And with the way this race went, a lot of teams are going to have a lot of thinking to do and a lot of work to do going into that next race. So it doesn't look like any trucks went to the back of the field. Chris Hacker, no, he's not a real hacker, but his last name is Hacker. Making his Truck Series debut, unfortunately, he had pushed behind the wall with issues to his truck. Later reported that he had a hole in the oil line, but he would return to the race. Caution would come out lap 25. Chandler Smith would end up going behind the wall with a hub issue on his right rear wheel. Then we get another caution with 23 to go in stage 1 for Corey Roper. He spun. Jordan Anderson almost got into him, but didn't. As mentioned before, Hacker would return to the race. Jennifer Jo Cobb had some issues early as well. She ended up finishing at the very back of the field. And then we get a caution again, this time for New Hampshire's own Derek Griffith. And man, this hurt to see. He spins and gets into the wall. Looks like Taylor Gray had some damage on his left rear quarter panel. Didn't really see what happened, but I think Griffith probably just got into him and spun. Probably got loose into the corner. And Sheldon Creed would take the stage 1 victory. Stuart Friesen second, Ben Rhodes third, Zane Smith fourth, Ty Majeski fifth, Todd Gilliland sixth, Matt Crafton seventh, Austin Hill eighth, Joe Nemechek ninth, and Derek Crossan 10th. And since most of the playoff guys, both from stages 1 and 2, finished in the top of said stages. Later in the race, when things got crazy, well, that helps. Chandler Smith would return to the race. And then Gateway, and then the racetrack suffered a power outage, and the caution and subsequent red flag would come out as a result of that. This is the second time ever that it's happened at this racetrack, the last time happening in 2010. And apparently the reason why was because of an accident that took out a transformer, which apparently the last time this happened might have been because of an accident. So, either way. The red flag comes out, and then they get going again about 40-something minutes later. Danny Bone would have Jordan Anderson's team would end up having to put the hood up behind the wall. He ended up having issues, and unfortunately his day would be done. Danny Bone would have an issue, but he would make it to pit road. Derek Griffith would come down pit road at one point, and they didn't have the ticker. They did not have timing and scoring for a part of the race. So, it was basically just watching the race and seeing what was happening. There was a report from Hattori Racing on Twitter with about 10 to go in stage 2 that Zane Smith was off the pace. He would end up pitting, reporting of the brake issues that he had, and he would then bring it to the garage. It was a mechanical issue, so they could have fixed it and brought him back out, but it ended up being a transmission issue, so his day was done. Unfortunately, he ended up getting out of the truck. And Creed would take stage 2. Ben Rhodes second, Crafton third, Nemechek fourth, Stuart Friesen fifth, Majeski sixth, Proud seventh, Ankrum eighth, Eggis ninth, and Hill, Austin Hill, I believe, 10th. Yeah, Darlington will be the next race, September 5th. That'll be a 1 o'clock start. So, yeah, won't be for a couple of weeks. And Anderson's day would be done with motor issues. Then we get a caution early in stage 3, literally after the first few laps of stage 3. Caution coming across the line for 2 separate spins. The main caution was up near the front, involving Austin Hill, Tyler Ankrum, Todd Gilliland, John Hunter Nemechek, Carson Hocevar, Ty Majeski, Christian Eckes, Grant Enfinger, probably 1 or 2 others, I think, pretty much. Jay Griffin got spun in the back of the field. Chandler Smith kind of got turned on the wall as well, just a little bit. Nemechek, what happened was Nemechek slowed in front of the field, had an issue of some sort. and drivers tried to avoid him, and it just caused calamity. Anchor was done for the night. Most of the other guys ended up going to pit road to try to get fixed. Dawson Cram would be on pit road with issues. Enfinger's hood would come up during the restart. He was, as mentioned before, was involved. And everybody manages to avoid him. They're showing, just looking at the replay of what happened on the last lap to Ryan Truex. It looks like Taylor Gray got into him. Couldn't really tell if Deegan was involved, but it just looked like Taylor Gray. But anyway, we'll come back up to that later. But yeah, Enfinger made it to pit road. Todd Gilliland's day would be done, or night, I should say. Enfinger would end up pitting again. John Hunter Nemechek would pit with a left front tire down. Nemechek gets the tire replaced, then goes behind the wall. Brake rotor broken in half. Per the broadcast, they would get that replaced, and he would come back out. Griffin, Ankrum, Gilliland, Eckes, Majeski, Zane Smith, and others were all out by this point. Derek Krause pitted with 14 to go with a broken wheel. And then we get a caution with 5 to go, courtesy of a Tanner Gray spin, and he made a little bit of contact with Carson Hocevar. Krause would stop briefly under caution and then get going again. And then Sheldon Creed would end up taking the white flag and would win the race. As mentioned before, Taylor Gray got into Ryan Truex. Truex got on the wall, costing him a top 10 finish, which sucks to see because, it would have been nice to see him get a top 10. But as I said, Creed picks up the W, and he will lock himself into the next round of the playoffs. And what was really cool is Hailie Deegan picked up her first top 10 finish of the season, of her Truck Series career, I should say. And, that may be a little bit surprising that it's taken her this long to get it, but she did get it. Hocevar would recover to finish 8th. Chase Purdy would finish 6th. Austin Wayne himself 9th. And Jack Wood 10th. Also, nabbing up those finishes, which was really freaking awesome for them. And yeah, as far as Taylor Gray goes, obviously you're probably wondering how the fuck did he start this race when he had the incident with Daniel Dye in an ARCA race a couple weeks back. Well, I mean, this race was already planned for him, so Gray was going to make this start anyway. Taylor Gray needs to have a stern talking to, because, seriously, because this shit literally needs to stop. Because, sorry, kind of tired here. But he needs to stop being so rough. He's young. Hopefully he'll learn, but we'll see. But anyway, with all that being said, I'm tired. I'm going to try to film a couple of diecast reviews and then have them posted throughout the weekend. But with all that being said, thank y'all for watching. I hope y'all enjoyed. And if you did, please drop a like, subscribe, let me know your thoughts down below. I'll see you all next time. Peace.